everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's time for my monthly rundown of the latest perfume releases. I have quite a few to go through with you this month and quite a few actually that I really like. If you are new here, then hello and welcome. I do a video like this every month and I also have detailed reviews on the perfumes I talk about here, their whole ranges, perfumers, perfume notes, so do check out my other content. And if you're a regular viewer, do make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up, that really helps me. And as always, I'll put the links in the description box where you can get all the fragrances I talk about, where they're available around the world. Not all of them are out everywhere yet, but where they are, I'll leave the links. Cool, so I think I'm gonna start with my favorite release of the month, which is the new Giorgio Armani C Intense. Now, we already had a Giorgio Armani C Intense, but this is a new bottle and it's a new formula. And I think they've been changing the bottles of the C range to make them refillable, and the old bottle was like all red, whereas this has this black to red fade and it's a bit transparent as well. I've been wearing this loads. One of the main ingredients in Original C, which is a great perfume, is a sort of vanilla patchouli and it really lasts. Whereas this one is a jasmine vanilla, but what it does also have is a lot of a blackcurrant note, which I love, especially for this time of year. Blackcurrant is quite autumnal. It adds a bit of fruitiness, but it's not super like fresh or light. It's quite sort of warm and cozy. And I found this has performed really well and lasted for quite a good few hours throughout the day. I definitely prefer it to the original version of C Passion Intense, and I prefer it to C Passion. I think this is my favorite in the C range now. And when they discontinued the old version of C Intense that was in the black bottle, I was so sad because that had lots of blackcurrant in. I feel like this is a good replacement. So definitely a Soki approved one. I've really been enjoying wearing that. Another lovely release is from Laik. This is the third version of their Soleil fragrances. Laik is a glass maker, so their bottles are so beautiful. And the previous two were quite orangey, quite fresh. I do have a video comparing the three, but this new third one is much warmer, great for this time of year. A really warm ombre musk in here, which is used in things like Ariana Grande Cloud, to create that sort of cozy, warm, almost cashmere feel. But then we've got some sparkling magnolia white florals, and there is still a bit of the orange, but it's like a really warm, wintry orange. So this is another one that I've been loving. The bottle is stunning. And the full size actually comes with this super cute necklace, which has like a moon and a sun on it as well. So another one that's very much Soki approved. From Yves Saint Laurent, we have their new YSL Libre Flowers and Flames, and this one is really pretty. The Libre fragrances are all about a lavender with a jasmine and vanilla, and this one also has a really good amount of orange blossom in. So it definitely has that signature DNA of original YSL Libre, but it just feels a little bit floral, a little bit fresher, a little bit prettier, and not quite as intense as the original or the intense versions, but certainly more lavendery and a bit stronger than the Eau de Toilette version, which I do really like for the summer. It's very orange blossom. This one like really brings through the lavender and makes it a bit warmer, but I'd say it's not like a winter perfume. You could wear this throughout the year, and it's probably the prettiest and like most floral in the range, and I think it's probably the safest blind buy out of all of them, along with the Eau de Toilette. So definitely another Soki approved fragrance. We also have a new one from Paco Rabanne, the new Million Gold. So you'll be familiar with the Lady Million range that come in the sort of diamond shape bottles, and of course the Men's Million, which is in like a gold bar shape. This one is a new bottle, and I think that's because it's refillable. You can get refills, whereas the old Lady Million Diamonds, you know, you couldn't really open them and refill them. This is a sweet, fresh floral. It opens with like quite a pretty, fresh pear, and then you get sort of a floral bouquet, rose, white flowers, and then a little bit of a sort of typical jasmine, vanilla-y base. It's quite universal. It's quite typical of a lot of perfumes that are coming out the past few years, which have this vanilla and jasmine combination, but I think it's very wearable. It's quite pretty. If you like original Lady Million, if you're looking for a gift for someone for Christmas who has Lady Million, I think this is a pretty safe blind buy. So, and I did find that it performed quite well. So another Soki approved one. We have a new version of Burberry Goddess. This is Goddess Intense. So the original Burberry Goddess is a really interesting vanilla, and they use what they call a caviar vanilla fragrance note, which is quite creamy and warm, almost like a vanilla liqueur, or when you like buy vanilla for cooking and you smell the vanilla pods, it's like that rather than a sort of vanilla cupcake. It's not sugary, it's very warm and cozy. This one has that again, really distinctive, really warm, but it also has a lot of lavender in. So we're obviously having a bit of a lavender phase at the moment. So if you do like lavender perfumes like Guerlain's and Mon Guerlain, like L'Occitane fragrances, lavender's obviously quite calming and soothing and aromatic, but then you have this warm, deep, wintry caviar vanilla in there as well. Personally, I'm not a massive lavender fan, so I still prefer original Goddess, but this is another good perfume, a little bit different to have so much lavender in, so another one that is Soki approved. We have two new releases from Estee Lauder. First of all, in their Erin perfume range, their Amber Musk is one of their best sellers, which is again, quite a creamy, warm, sexy amber perfume. They've released this limited edition called Amber Musk Santel. Personally, I would have described this as Amber Musk Floral or Amber Musk Rose, because I get much more floral, rosy notes in this when compared to original Amber Musk. So again, it's good for this time of year in the autumn. It's warm, it's got a bit of a suede note in there, but it has that feminine floral rose note in here, there, which isn't in original Amber Musk. So if you do like rose scents, but you're looking for something warm and cozy for the winter, this could be a good option for you. The limited editions from Erin really are limited. They tend to disappear after about 6 months. So again, I think I prefer original Amber Musk, but this is definitely a nice pretty one if you like something a bit deeper and rosy. They also have a new one in their luxury collection. These have really beautiful bottles. This is their Serene Sierra. This is great for the winter and Christmas time because the main note that I get in here is a nutty pistachio. It also has some honey in, and it just really reminds me of Christmas, you know, chestnuts roasting on the open fire, really cozy. It's described as having a mimosa as the main note, which is a yellow floral. I just did a video on yellow floral fragrances, and I don't really like mimosa, but I personally don't smell mimosa in this at all. I smell pistachio. It reminds me a little bit of Elisab Girl of Now, which is also like nutty, that's an almond, but this is definitely a really nice one for the winter. I believe it's limited edition as well, but I think I'll be including this in my sort of Christmassy perfume video because it just reminds me of Christmas time. From DKNY, we have the new DKNY 24/7 that comes in this tin, and it's a very unique bottle. This is marketed as for women, and basically half of it is the lid, and then that's your perfume bottle. So, but this is the 100 ml size, and this one is a very wearable rose and rhubarb fragrance. So kind of like Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl, kind of like Parfum de Marley Delina. You get the sharpness of the rhubarb in the opening, which is kind of like a lychee type scent, and then you get the rose heart. As it settles down, you get a little bit of a sort of musky, cashmere-y, clean feeling underneath. But those are the three main notes that I get from this. It feels feminine, it feels clean and fresh, very, very wearable if you're looking for something, you know, for the office or for the daytime. And again, I think this is quite a good safe blind buy if you know someone likes DKNY fragrances, or if they like that lychee rose combo. And of course, it is a very unique bottle for collectors. From Bon Parfumeur, we have a new one called Iris Cartagena. So this one, as the name suggests, has a main note of iris, which is quite warm, powdery. It also feels quite suede-y to me and a bit leathery. And then you've also got a chocolate cocoa note in here, but it's certainly not sweet. It's like a bitter chocolate. You've also got sandalwood, and I get a hint of a sort of balmy note, like a pine tree. This feels very unisex. Again, it feels very wintry. And Iris perfumes, we've had a lot of Iris from Lancome recently in La Vie Belle range. Their Iris Absolue, their Oui La Vie Belle. It's kind of like a more serious version of that, more suede-y. I think this could definitely be worn by a man or a woman. It definitely smells sophisticated to me, and it is an extract de parfum, so it really is strong and lasts. Very intense. You only need like 1 or 2 sprays of this. I think it's cozy, it's warm, and it smells sophisticated. And then lastly, from Edinist, we have a new fragrance called Oud Gazelle. So this one is a kind of classic Chypre amber fragrance with laburnum, oud, resin. There's a hint of black cherry in the opening with a quite spicy cardamom, but it feels, I definitely get that burning smell of being near a fire, sort of charcoal. The oud in here is not overpowering like it can be in so many like oud fragrances. I personally wouldn't have even named this as oud as the main, like as in the name, because for me I get warmth, I get resin and burning and sort of like a fire in the desert type scent. Again, it's good for lasting, it's strong and super unisex and actually really pretty. You know, if you're regular here, you'll know that I don't usually like oudy perfumes, but to me, this is more of like that burning, you know, like the Kylie Love Fest burning cherry fragrance. It's like that, but without the sweetness of the cherry. That sort of fireworks, smell of charcoal in the air. It's interesting and different. So another one that I really like, and again, I think it smells very sophisticated. So those are the rundowns of all the new releases this month. Let me know what your favorite is if you managed to try them all. Of course, my Artemis fragrance came out last month and it's available at FragranceNet for US, Australia, Canada, Mexico, and on my website and with worldwide shipping. But let me know which one of these are your favorites. They'll all be linked down below where you can get them around the world in the description box. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.